Well, I just well, I will. She's gonna be hanging out with me later this week. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. If I'm gonna be reading stuff, I'm gonna need the glasses. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Leo's Coast to Coast. And
All
now,
right.
broadcasting live by the light of a single swinging bow, deep in an underground bunker marked only by a nondescript entrance, somewhere in rural Oregon. Don't even try to find him. Don't even try. Here's Larry with this week's guest.
Hello, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast, to sea to shining sea. Better late than never, better here than not. Better do it right than do it wrong the first time and have to go again, because that's what we do here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are late, running late, but we're grateful to be here after all. We had some sky buggers and we kicked them out of here, and thanks to the officer of Darrell Ross of Tulsa, Oklahoma, he got us going. Yes, because I hate Skype. I'm sorry. Can I say that on the air? Can I say that on the air, Australians? All right. I'd ask.
Hi, everybody. Good to be here. Hi, everybody. My work's out. Oh, that's one corner. Exactly.
So
Yep.
I understand now a little bit of a problem here with the volume. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate that. We have some buggers in the system here. We do. Buggers in the system. And I said everything before we did this show, and it still muted me. Mad at that. Imagine that. Osteo Ross, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, doing good. You guys can hear me okay?
Oh, yeah. We got you.
Okay, good.
See, I don't care about me. I care about you. All right. Folks, because we got to do it right. Hello, everybody. Welcome from coast to coast and sea to shining sea. We've got Officer Darrell Ross from Tulsa PD. Guys, it's been 2 weeks since we've done this show. Give me a break. Sorry. I'm just kidding. Officer Ross, whoa, he's got his name on his drink cup? No way.
Yeah.
You got to show that again. Let's see it. Some people
go.
have their own special stuff. He's got his own drink cup. That's awesome. It's so stinking cool. Folks, if you'd like to call in, we've got limited time with Officer Ross. He's got to work today. Yep,
Yeah.
He's here before his shift. So you only have so much time to call in. This is not going to be a big, long program today because we've got to accommodate his schedule. Phone number's on the screen. If you can't see it, phone number is 503-420-4062. That's 503-420-4062. I'm juggling 2 YouTube accounts right now. Between this one and the YouTube with Friends, my goodness gracious. It's not as easy as I thought. Officer Ross, how much has your life changed since the coronavirus pandemic hit?
It's pretty intense here right now. So we have some compliance measures that businesses and shops have to go through. So bars are completely closed. Restaurants, they can only do takeout or to-go orders. There's no dining in. It's going to change the way we handle calls and stuff too. So we have to kind of reprioritize our calls and who we're going to arrest or give tickets to or take to jail. And it's kind of put a bit of a squash on some of our proactive policing that we've been trying to do. And it's really kind of held up our community policing a lot. So I think this kind of show is really important to let people know we're still out there.
I appreciate that. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I mean that because this show's always been about the fans, but I believe right now it's more important because we need to keep the calm. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Things have changed in the last 2 weeks in our country. How do you now have to approach suspects? You have to come from a distance, don't you?
I still have to do my job. If the suspect tries to get away, I still have to approach, go hands on if I have to, and we still got a job to do. We still have a role to play in a community. So I'm not afraid of the COVID-19 or any COVID 2021, whatever. I'm not afraid of any of it. We'll just have to deal with it when the time comes.
That is what a real hero says right there, folks. You see, he's not worried. He's got a job to do. Yeah. He understands the risk, but he goes into it with open eyes because it has to be done. That's why we celebrate these people. That's why we honor them so much, because they run towards danger when we run away. That's the truth. Jill Bamai, our gold medal moderator, says, Officer Ross, in our current state, what extra precautions have you and your department taken to protect yourself?
Oh, the department's making sure that we understand the processes around how it possibly is spread, and so they've given us a certain amount of masks and hand sanitizer, gloves, products to sanitize our vehicles, that kind of stuff. But also officers, we've kind of stepped up and we've brought our own to the table as well. So I carry a couple hundred extra spare gloves in my car, sanitizing products I drive a cage vehicle. So when I have a suspect who's in the back of the cage, I have to sanitize before and after each suspect, basically. Today, before my shift starts, I'll be sanitizing it again, even after I sanitized it yesterday. And that's because I'm going to be inside of that car for the next 10 hours or so. And, I got to take care of myself and make sure I don't bring anything home. My car is a lot cleaner now, that's for sure.
I have the world's dirtiest car. I think Germans are afraid of my car, to be honest with you. Jill Bamai from Ontario, Canada. Have people you've detained or arrested been telling you they have the virus to try and avoid being arrested?
we have had people do that, and they tell some officers that because they think, oh, I'll magically be unarrested if I say I have COVID-19. But there's a screening process that all suspects go through before we actually finally book them in. And if they make us go through that extra process in an attempt to delay their actual arrest, that is obstruction. So they're risking getting extra charges if they play games like that, which is kind of silly.
That's
There's
exactly
still
right.
arrests anyway.
It's like the people stealing all the toilet paper right now.
Yes, it's really weird.
They're taking advantage of a situation, and it's sad.
Yeah,
because there are people.
Price gouging is real.
Oh man! In my family, we have to have it. My brother needs it because of his cancer. It is an awful condition, so we're going through all of our reserves fairly slowly, carefully, and we're hoping the store has toilet paper. Man, Lee Terry, what is one of the funniest excuses you've ever heard?
To try to get out of being arrested? Well, if a person has a felony charges kind of they trump everything else. So no matter what they say, they still have to be arrested and taken to jail if it's a felony charge or a felony warrant. Excuses. Well, one real excuse was the person that said his friend was having a baby and she was actually in labor. So that was a good one. That was very real too.
And that was real. Okay, good.
A lot of people say that they were on their way to getting their tag done on that very same day if we stopped for a traffic violation. And they'll say, oh, I was getting it done right now, right here, right there. Or they'll say they just forgot to pay it a couple of years ago, that kind of thing. So people are very forgetful when they get stopped and they have like an expired tag or, they don't have insurance, that kind of thing.
It's an oops. I like to I'm going to tell the folks, the reason I put myself on the screen here is because I like the guest to be able to see me too. Otherwise, he's just hearing a voice and seeing himself on screen because he sees exactly what you see on YouTube. So he gets to see me. Hi, Officer Ross. How you doing? Okay. Great question here. Kat Plass, great person from the state of Texas. She loves your empathy with people in hard situations. What made you want to be a law enforcement officer?
Well, I mentioned before that I was kind of drawn towards law enforcement after my brother's murder, and the way the community responded, and there was just this lack of communication between the citizens and law enforcement a bit. And my family didn't get justice, and I wanted to be the kind of officer that can help families get justice, that can be that bridge between the gap between law enforcement and the community. And I think that I'm kind of like in the right direction, especially now with Tulsa PD and Live PD working together to help us bridge that by letting us talk to the community and more face-to-face contacts, and people see that we're just people to help them live their lives.
Amen. Live with Officer Darrell Ross, Tulsa Police. If you'd like to call and say hello to him, the phone number is open at 503-420-4062. That's 503-420-4062. Carrie, my buddy Carrie, she says, has anyone ever tried to bribe you with anything more strange than the pepperoni and sausage pizza?
Yeah, and that really, really makes officers annoyed and angry when people do stuff like that, because that's an insult. I mean, it's very, very insulting. I've had people try to bribe with money and other favors, and that's just very insulting. That usually gets you more tickets for taking to jail.
Absolutely. That's just crazy. So has anybody ever bribed you with anything crazier than a pizza?
People have tried with one guy with money, and this one gentleman that was from another country where law enforcement is a little bit more malleable, I guess you could say. And he kept insisting, okay, I'll just put the money here. You come by and take it later. No. That's not how he works.
No way.
Yeah. And I felt kind of bad for the guy because I understood where he was from. Like, they do things different. And he was kind of terrified of law enforcement, to be honest. But after getting his ticket and being allowed to leave, he felt a lot better about dealing with us here in the States.
It's kind of like a little geocache. I'll leave it here under the rock. You come back later. Live with Tulsa's Darrell Ross, the man with $1 million smile. You can't help but love this guy. Look at that smile. I love it. And people talk about that. Live PD fans talk about your smile, Officer Ross, because it's infectious and because you encourage people. I want to tell you something. On my phone this week, I must have had probably, I'm going to say 5 or 6, which doesn't seem like much, but because it's the same thing, it is much. People talking about how much you encourage other people. Has that always been one of your talents?
I'm a good talker. I'm good at speaking with people and just kind of listening to where they're coming from. Um, One of the things that we actually teach at our academy is a class called cultural competency, and it's all about perspectives. And everyone that's from anywhere has this perspective that they build from everything that they go through, the people that they meet, their home life, their school life. And I try to bring little bits and pieces of me and where I've been and people I've met, bring that to each conversation, and it lets people open up a little bit more. Or even in the case of some suspects, it gives me a chance to say, "Hey, where do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you bring to the table?" We had a couple of kids yesterday that started a great big fight with officers, a fight with these kids, and the officers there had all dealt with these kids before, and then once everything was calmed down and the kids are going to juvenile detention, and I got to talk to one of them and say, "Hey, I know you're not done. You haven't finished school yet. Cool. Talk to me about that." So this is after fighting with these same kids. It gave me a chance to talk to him and hear what he has to
Mhm.
say. And I think people in general just want to be heard. And I think a lot of people that are fans of your show and that are fans and followers on Twitter, they realize that people just want to be heard and they want to talk to other people. So for me,
Yeah.
it's just bringing the natural of who I am to every call that I go on, hopefully. And if I get a chance to
Well,
talk to someone, I'll use it. I'll definitely use it.
wow. Officer Ross, that's the coolest thing ever. I want to say something. I don't want any fans. I don't want a single fan. I don't. I want you to have the fans. I do this because we were helped on a house fire a long time ago. It's my way of giving back. I don't want fans. I want you to get the credit. That's the truth. That's how I feel. I want to show something real
Same
quick.
as our families, our extended families.
There you go. I love that. Okay, folks, this isn't the way I want it to be. I tried with Skype not working out, trying to get this clip. Wouldn't go on. It's in my decoder, but it won't go on the screen. So you're going to see a screen, but hopefully going to watch this man in action. Okay? So we are going to watch right now Officer Ross doing his thing because that's what he does so well. And we're going to watch one of the most encouraging, I guess, events I've ever seen on live PD. And I mean this. I watched this live. I saw it and I cried. I really did. I cried when I saw it because to me, this was so special. I mean, this was really special. This is one of those moments where you look at it and you say, did I just see what I think I just saw? This is Officer Darrell Ross in action on live PD. And the man is actually talking to a person who is, um, I guess the right way to say it, he's got a little bit of meth in his system. So we're going to show it this way because it's too bad to lose this. Let's go. Now, this video is courtesy of A&E Network and Big Fish Entertainment. I can't put that on the screen. I'm sorry, guys. All right. I guess we're not getting a sound in this clip for whatever reason, folks. I'm sorry. I can hear it on my end, which is weird. Sorry about that. All right. We're going to pull it off. We're going to bring Officer Ross back. Officer Ross, you went through. I'm going to first cut the clip here because we can. I think you and I can hear it, can't we?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Weird. How can the people not hear it? I don't get it. I don't understand. But I love you guys. It's okay. All right. All right. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah. Never mind. Okay. What happened there?
I'm
Folks?
touching my face. I'm at home. I can touch my face at home.
This was a moment where you met a former Vietnam Marine and you saw that he was having a drug problem.
Yeah.
And this really hit you hard. And what people don't understand is that the A&E network cameras only caught a portion of really what happened there. Would you
that was a really long encounter.
Yeah, could you talk more about that and why this was so personal to you? Because you teared up after that.
Yeah. So the cameras caught. They showed just a few minutes. I think the clip was 4 or 5 minutes long, but I was actually with that gentleman for about an hour. On the traffic stop that started with the other guy who was driving. There's some traffic infractions going on. So, but the other officer found that he had a felony warrant, so that guy was going to be arrested. And the vet that I was talking to, Doug, we talked. Like I said, we talked for about an hour, and he told me a lot of things that happened when he came home from the war. You know, he had been through some stuff over there, and when he came back, he had gotten in trouble a lot, and it kind of put him on that road where he was doing drugs for, I guess the last 40 years or so. And just from the physical contact, I put my hand on his back and on his shoulder and stuff while I was talking to him, because I'm a physical communicator. And I could feel like beneath his shirt and jacket and everything, he's wasting away. There was like not much Doug left. And I felt really bad for him because he remind me in a lot of ways about what my brother's going through with his own struggles and how the drugs had consumed him from the inside out. And I really kind of I felt bad for him and just wanted to talk to him for a little while, let him know that he still does bring value to people out there. If he talks about, what he's going through and what he's gone through, people are going to listen to him.
Amen. What I love about that wasn't that he went free that day. That wasn't what got me. What got me was that you were human to him. And see, that's what so many people miss. The reason the show came to YouTube was because there's so much garbage videos out there of people yelling something terrible to a police officer and then hitting record while they're doing their job. And so we came to YouTube to show the other side of the story. Okay, fine. Here's what police actually do. Here's who they are. Now you judge between what you've seen over here on this video and over here on this video. You were human to him.
Yeah.
And not only were you human, but you didn't take other calls. You stayed with them for an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why police officers need to have a lot more credit in this world than they do today. And that's a fine example of it. Officer Ross, you exemplify police officers right there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think there's a lot of officers that do the same thing, but now people are getting to see it. This is the one reason why I think it's not just a reality television show. It's also a chance for people to see what we actually see, what we do, and what we hear. They'll have to condense it down for time sometimes, but what you see is officers kind of being themselves. The officers that are on the show, we aren't chosen because of any special reason. A lot of times it's our availability. A lot of us are trainers because we're used to having people in the car and talking our way through a call so that the viewers of the show can actually see what we see and what we're thinking when we're dealing with the call. So there's a lot of officers. Just I would probably say the majority of officers out there are in the job for the right reason, and we want to do the right thing. And people, I'm not unique. I'm not a unicorn. It's just people are getting to see me because I'm on the show.
And I want to welcome Luciano. Lisa, thanks for being here. We really appreciate you coming. We really do. She says, I will never forget that encounter. I cried my eyes out, but it also showed the man that Officer Ross is. And I think a
Thank
lot
you.
of people feel that way. You know, the people that are here that are commenting have all said, I cried my eyes out. You know, it was such a hard thing for people to watch. But I think beyond that, in the bigger scope, it showed you as a man. You cared so much that you stopped what you were doing to sit down and talk with him and tell him his life had value.
Yeah.
Bless your heart, man. Bless your heart.
Yeah,
Lee,
I
let's get
got
to a
some
brighter
flack from
spot.
that. I saw people's comments on YouTube and got some flack. Hey, big guy crying. Well, we're
Are
still
you
humans.
serious?
Every officer out there is still a human. We have the same emotions everybody else does. We laugh, we cry, we get angry, we have bad days and good days, and we're all over the place just like everybody else.
You
It's just
actually had
sometimes
people.
part of the job we have to hide, a lot of stuff. We're like suppress it for a little while, then deal with it later on. So
Hold on. You
yeah,
actually had people giving you bad comments because you showed emotion.
yeah. Apparently,
Okay.
guys are supposed to be robots. We're not allowed to feel things. So
Let me just say this to you. And I promised this when I first started this show. I'm gonna put this camera down a little bit because it's hard to see everything. All right. Let me just give you the best advice I can. Give it to me by a pastor I used to work with. Water off a duck.
yeah,
You ever notice how you ever seen a duck when it's raining
yeah,
outside, the water just rolls right off them? Water off a
yeah,
duck. Let it go.
yeah.
Because you inspired many more people than you could have ever done by letting them see you do what you did there. You did
Thank you.
good, and we're very proud of you. All right. Lee Terry, brightening us up. How are the pups?
The pups are good. My oldest one, his name's Diablo. He's still like puttering around the house somewhere, uh, regulating the other dogs. And yeah, they're waiting for me outside of my workshop. So they're all running around wondering what I'm doing here. But they're good. They're good.
Good. Good. There you go. So you got two. You gonna get any more?
Oh, I have four.
4. What are their names?
Yes. Diablo, Mishka, George, and Bella.
Nice. Nice. You've got like a zoo there. That's so cool. I want to come over. Can I come over? I love
They
dogs.
love people.
I love dogs. In fact, usually Jasper is usually right behind me here laying down. My little he's like a schnauzer. No, excuse me. I'll think of it later. Not important. But that's cool that you love dogs. That's cool. You and Captain Burt have spent some time together as well, haven't you?
He is awesome. Bill's a fantastic guy. And
He's
you want to
funny.
talk about a good human? That right there is a good man. His
He
kids
is.
are brilliant, doing good things. And he stopped by. He was on his way taking one of his sons somewhere. That's his story. But he
Going
was
to
taking one of his sons
NASA.
somewhere. He stopped by and we hung out probably for about an hour, a little bit more, I guess, and just had
Yeah.
a great conversation. He's an awesome dude.
He
And
speaks the
since
same
then,
of
I
you.
gotta say, since then, we've been communicating by cell phone and text messages and stuff with Bill and some of the other officers from the show. I love this show because it's brought officers together from across the country, and they're hilarious. They're hilarious. So, yeah, I'm having a good
You
time.
you're part of a big fraternity and sorority kind of thing going on. You know, the women and men on that show are fantastic.
Yes,
So I understand it's
yes.
you, Danny Brown, Bill Burt, Inspector Soroka. Gosh, I'm
Mhm.
thinking of all of them. Kingery.
Yeah.
A whole group of you guys getting together talking on this long text to stream. I'd love to see that. Show your phone. Put your phone on the screen. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Till Bamai,
Yeah.
Bill Metal
We're,
Moderator.
we're you get to see how just weirdly funny we all are in our text messages, but
You know
good
something
crowd.
cool is that Captain Burt is one of the only people in the world that can have the bumper sticker on the back of his car that says, "Yes, my son is a rocket scientist."
Yes.
You know,
Like I said, very smart kids.
no kidding. All right,
It's a
Jill
grown man.
Bamai. She says, I really enjoy watching you because I see how much you really enjoy your job. Your enthusiasm shows every time we see you. It's kind of inspiring. That's what we need today.
Thank you.
Inspiration. Yep. Yep. So when you're on live PD, do you
Uh-huh.
typically get the cameras towards the end of your shift, the middle of your shift, or just at the end of your shift? How does it work for you typically?
Well, I work a 10-hour shift, so my shift's already started for a couple hours before I pick them up, and hang out, just get relaxed a little bit before all the real stuff starts happening. But my shift starts at 2 p.m. and then I pick them up, like I said, after a couple hours, and then we're kind of rolling around, just taking calls and doing our normal stuff. And then by the time the shift starts, for me, for my time zone here, that's when all the fun starts happening about the same time as the show. So yeah, they're with me for most of my shift.
That's pretty cool. So with some officers, it goes that they drop them off and then they work another 6 hours. So you're kind of the opposite. That's good.
It's just how the time kind of like overlaps between the timing for my shift and when the show actually starts going live. So it's just
Amen.
timing.
Cool. That's pretty cool. I want to welcome Judy Strew to our show. Judy, it's an honor to have you part of our family. Welcome to the show. She asks, running late today, but we are here from Saskatchewan. Officer Ross is an outstanding officer. A real man is not afraid of showing emotion. Be safe. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's true.
I've gotten to do a lot of things in my life, and I can say that I don't have a whole lot of regrets. Like I've gotten to do a lot of really fun stuff, gotten some great opportunities. Being a poor kid from South Philly, getting a chance to go to other countries and getting to work with a lot of other people. And I think I've been very lucky and very blessed. I've met some outstanding people and mentors along my life, and they've helped guide me in the right directions. Everybody from people willing to take a chance on giving me a great job without having my degree yet, to the department who hired me, and I was several states away, and a lot of people that I met along the way. Some of my field trainers and sergeants and lieutenants and corporals and captains and majors that all had a lot of faith in me and let me do a lot of things. I gotta say I've been very, very lucky throughout my life. So regrets, no. I'm not afraid of showing emotion. I'm not afraid of being a human also.
Officer Darrell Ross, Tulsa PD. The best there is right there. Yeah, right there. That's the quote. That's the one you say from this show. So you came from South Philly. South Philly guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Born
ever
in
listen to
South Philly.
Harvey Holiday? You ever listen to Harvey Holiday on the radio?
Yes. Yeah.
I know Harvey. And let's see. High Lit. High Lit was another one from way back then.
Yeah.
Hey, good stuff. Harvey just retired last year. Finally hung up the microphone. 45 years. Has a star on the Philly Walk of Fame.
Okay.
Gosh, what a great career. Here's a great question from Donna Smith that I'd love to get to. Donna, welcome to the show. Has there ever been a stop when you almost lost your cool? You are one of the best that can still laugh at tough situations.
Like I said, like any human, I get angry sometimes. I mean, I've had people spit in my face, and I don't really smile or laugh at that. I had a guy vomit in my face. That was awesome.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, he vomited heroin right into my face. It was a wonderful day. But I have a good squad, and part of what a good team and a good squad and a good family does for you is that they help you stay in check. They say, "Hey, go step over there, chill out, calm down," and we all do it for each other. You'll find that a lot of officers that their squad mates are their family. We help balance each other out.
Very good. Live with Officer Darrell Ross from Tulsa PD. Your time is running out quickly. If you'd like to say hello, 503-420-4062, 503-420-4062. Lee Terry, great question. She's one of our moderators. Who has been your biggest inspiration in your life besides your family?
Wow. For me, my heroes are like the people that are around me. Like other than my family, I got to tell you, Officer Betting, she is my buddy.
I was going to ask.
And she's one of the closest people in the world to me and my family. And the rest of my squad, Heath Brownell, Grace Hobbs, Nareda Villa, Wes Perkins, all these guys, they are my family. They protect me. They're the reason why I can laugh and smile and have such a good time at a job that I love. My old retired sergeant, he was my former sergeant before, Sergeant Ward now, but Sergeant Bob Roloff, he's a mentor and like a second father to all of us. And he has done so much to help mold our impression of law enforcement and our careers and help encourage us to be the best officers out there. So these are my heroes. So, Erin's my hero, Heath is my hero, Grace, Narita. These people are my heroes. They keep me safe, and my family loves each of them. So yeah, those are my heroes. Those are my inspirations.
We have two pictures of you in the timer that we run. The first one is you talking with the veteran. The second one is you and Officer Bidding together. And it's a great photo of you. It's like a brother and a sister. It's just cute. I got to ask, I have to ask. I have to say it right. Hold on to make sure. How are your pecan pies?
My pies are one of my works of art. During holidays, I try to make sure that my friends and family are fed. I'd like to take care of our dispatchers and our records ladies. Food is like the thing that brings everybody together, and everybody loves a homemade pie. So I put a little bit of me into it, and it's my way of saying thanks to all the people around me.
Yeah, you're good at that. I had to remember the way to say it because I remember Officer Bidding said, no, it's not pecan, it's pecan. He calls it pecan. So I'm trying to say it, pecan. Okay.
So it's because I'm from the East Coast and my family's from the South.
Hey.
Some of my words come out sound a little weird. So
no. Caribbean, right? Tomato, potato, potato, whatever. It's all the same thing.
It's like saying hoagie or sub. Yeah.
Yes, but nobody does hoagies like Geno's. All right.
Yeah.
Jill Bamai, what do you see yourself doing in the future as a law enforcement officer? SWAT, K-9, detective, anything like that?
Well, right now I love to be in the field because being in the field lets me interact with people. I get to I get out of my car, I walk around, I can go through. Well, right now I can't make as much contact because of the COVID-19 situation, but normally I'd be able to get out of my car and walk around and say hi to kids, go to a park, and I like to hand out footballs and soccer balls to like kids in the summertime because it gets them moving. Kids get to do something other than think about finding ways to get in trouble. In the future, I'll become a supervisor at some point. I plan on taking a test and seeing how I do and eventually working my way up. But for right now, I love what I'm doing. Maybe I'll go indoors at some point. One of my former trainers, Jeff Gatwood, is an amazing officer, and he's in one of our amazing special units right now. Maybe I'll follow along his steps and work my way up the chain and go indoors. But for right now, I love being in the field.
Can I give you some just personal advice?
Yeah.
Please be a supervisor because you have the heart, you have the encouragement, and you have the leadership skills. I can see it in you, and I know the people that watch you can. You'd be an amazing supervisor. You really would.
Oh, I think I'd have fun. One of my former bosses gave me some really good advice. He said, you don't have to be the best, but you can surround yourself with some of the best people. And I've always taken that to heart. And I try to make sure that my friends and family are some of the best people out there. No one is a master of everything, but we're all pretty good at some stuff. So,
that's right. Good.
Yeah, and together we push each other up. You want to raise each other up instead of hold somebody else down. So, and I love that.
And I think people see that in you. You're such a special man. You really are, Officer Ross. People love your smile. That's what really gets you in the door is your smile. Did you know that? You just got some great, genuine smile. South Philly kid, going to the prairie, big old smile, and doing it with heart. What more could anyone ask for? Bill Weinger, Tracy, California. My father-in-law, just saw him this week. Dad, work on your ham test. All right. He asks, what do you do on your days off?
Well, my girls are into a lot of stuff. So I'm like Dad Uber, taking them to their lessons and classes and all that stuff. But as you can see, I like to do some woodworking projects. I maintain my own equipment, so my weapons, firearms, electronics, all that kind of stuff. I kind of keep it all clean and tuned, and when you need it, you want it to work right. So,
Good for
um,
you.
yeah,
Wow.
I love working with my hands. So I also like to
Yes.
cook, um, both barbecue and baking. So those are things that I like to do. Just do something with my hands, because then you
That's a
feel like you're
stress
invested in
reliever.
whatever you're doing.
Yeah, it's a stress reliever for you, right?
Yeah.
It's a good thing. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Cat Plass asks on that. We're going to do the last three questions. Last three. There's a lot of tools in your workshop. Obviously, you like to do woodworking. Any other
Yeah.
kind of working you like to do? Like any kind of tools you do, like working on cars or fixing other things?
Uh, I tinker with my truck, but I am not a mechanic. I will call somebody else in a heartbeat if it's beyond oil changes and or doing mild things like installing cold air intakes or
Yes.
um, I soundproof the cabin of my truck because it's too much road noise. So I like took all the seats out and everything and soundproofed it. But other than that, if it's deep mechanical stuff, I'll go to somebody else.
Back in the day, I could rebuild an engine. I could do a transmission. I couldn't rebuild a transmission. I could take them out, but I don't dare
Yeah.
touch them now. There's way too much stuff in there for me to mess with. I agree with you.
Yeah, I can't go
Brendan
that far
King.
now.
Yeah, exactly. You're afraid. How did I put that back again? Brendan
Yeah,
King from
right.
the
I'll
Valley
go
of the
the part.
Sun. Officer Ross, you are awesome as always.
Thank
And
you.
are my all-time favorite on Live PD. That deserves two of them. And the audience, what do you say about that? All right.
Thank you.
Studio audience loves you to see. Brendan King with the quote of the day right there. Thank you all. Thank you, Brendan.
Thank you.
From the state of Arizona. Who's the better shot at the range, you or Officer Bidding? That comes from Lee Terry in Tennessee.
Oh, definitely Officer Bidding. So she is one of our very rare officers that she's a defensive tactics instructor. She was in the firearms instructor school, but she's had to step out for a bit. She has some injuries to deal with. She's back. Everyone, she's back. She can still kick people and stuff. But she has a much better shot than I am. Clearly, I wear glasses, so my range shooting is very good with a rifle. I need to work more with the pistol still. Sorry, guys. I'm pretty good, but not great.
It's okay. You hope you never have to, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
We use our words.
Kate Marshall, upstate New York. She says, I loved when you said to that crowd on Live PD something like this: everybody better leave that weed before I get curious. I think that's what you said, but I laughed my heart out.
Oh,
It's great.
yes. That was the
Oh,
fastest dispersal of cars I've ever seen.
you know, I'm going to try. I think I have it. I would like you. There's people over the couple of years we've done the show where when I get a chance to meet them, I kind of find people, weirdly enough, that I think they'd really enjoy getting along with. You know, a guy who I think you'd really love to hang out with or just get to know better? You're very similar to Darrell Brown. Seriously.
I think that Garrett and I would be funny. We'd be very funny together.
I'm serious. He is one of the kindest, humble, nice men. He's just like you are. Yeah, very much. I mean, you guys are both so similar in terms of your personalities. I'll see if I can make that work after the show.
All right.
All right. All right. Last question for Officer Ross before he has to go to work. Folks, last question for Officer Ross. Jill Bamai, gold medal moderator. She won, by the way. There's a game called Ringette. It's a Canadian thing. We got to just acknowledge it. Just kidding, Jill. Just kidding. Jill is a gold medal moderator. She was the goalie, and they won in the gold medal game last week. Oh, no, 2 weeks ago for the game called Ringette. And she plays the tough position of goalie, and they beat the mean team, she said. It was the mean team. So, Jill, way to go. Beat the mean team. All right. Jill's question to you, she says, what is some advice you could give to someone thinking about going into law enforcement in this day and age?
Patience. mentally, you should be very patient with the process because it can be challenging and sometimes it's a long process. Um, but during that whole thing, keep working on your physical stamina, your physical health. Your physical health is just as important as your mental health for this kind of job, because nowadays anything can happen. You could hit your head getting out of a car. You can fall down going up and down some stairs. But at the core of it, your physical ability to heal and to take care of yourself is really, really important. Any career that you want to do for 20, 30 years, you got to take care of yourself inside and out. So a support network is really important for your mental health as well. Surround yourself with positive people, or people that want to encourage you and help motivate you throughout the entire process of just the application, the testing, and the academy. The academy, it's not meant to break you. It's meant to kind of mold you into a better you. It's going to test your patience. It's going to test your resolve. And with that support network around you, you can make it through almost anything. I try to stop by our academy for all the classes that are going through at some point and visit the cadets and say, hey, don't take anything they do here personal. They're just making you a better officer. Everyone here cares about you making it through the process and being the best you can be for when you get out there in the field and you're dealing with citizens. You're going to deal with the person that has mental issues. You're going to deal with the person that wants to push your buttons. And the academy is where you learn to deal with it. They put you through scenarios and situations and education, all to make you the best officer you can be out there. So my advice,
Officer
take care of your mental
Darrell
health,
Ross.
take care of your physical health.
Beautiful. And the whole thing was encouragement. So you go there actually to the academy to encourage the cadets to say, they're just trying to help you. Don't take it personally.
Yeah. So if I'm up there to help teach a class or to stop by and visit Aaron, I'll catch the rookies when they're in the lunchroom. Don't tell anybody, but I'll catch them when they're in the lunchroom and say, hey, here's my 30 seconds of motivation for you. And
That's
I think some of
great. That's great. We're going to let you scoot. We know you got to go to work. Would you have
Yep.
some words for Live PD Nation you'd like to leave with them that are important to you?
Well, the show's clearly on a break for the next few weeks. They'll be back in April. And hopefully by April, a lot of the COVID-19 stuff will be resolved or worked out, or hopefully a lot of the states and cities will be in a better place. And in the meantime, guys, don't panic. Don't freak out. Clearly wash your hands and sanitize and all that wonderful stuff. But the freak out buying of toilet paper and hand sanitizer, and that's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help your neighbors. And there's a lot of people out there that need those resources. You know, there's hospitals that need stuff. There's elderly people or people with physical issues that need those same things. But if you're hoarding it, you're kind of doing a disservice to yourself and the people around you. So relax. Don't freak out. Don't panic. All right. Just be you. Still live your lives. All right.
We're going to get through this, aren't we?
Yes. Yeah.
We are going to be a stronger and better country because of this, because together we did it.
Hope so.
Amen. We've been live with Officer Darrell Ross from the Tulsa Police Department. It has been an honor and a privilege to have you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me, sir.
Thank you. We'll have Officer Kyle Graves on next at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time from East Providence, Rhode Island. Ladies, he looks like Tom Cruise. However, he's taken. Okay. With that said, thank you, Officer Ross.
Hey, have a good day. I'll talk to you soon.
See you, everybody. Hey, God bless you. Be good people, everybody. See you in a half hour on the Leo's Coast to Coast show. Bye, everybody.